Sir, now you people aware how to write lambda expression, what is the functional interface, how we can use functional interface to invoke lambda expressions like. Up to this whatever I covered, okay, let me summarize just about these functional interfaces, lambda expression, just 2 or 3 points. Here just observe functional interface. Have you observed? Sir, functional interface should contain, it should contains exactly one abstract method. Are you getting? Functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Sir, exactly one abstract method is nothing but single abstract method, which is also known as SAM. That's why SAM interface is nothing but functional interface. Single abstract method interface is nothing but what? Functional interface, right? Is that clear for all of you? First one. Next, sir, it should contain exactly one abstract method. But what about default methods, static methods? Because from 1.8 version onwards, happily we can declare default methods and static methods inside interface. Of course, why? What is the reason? That part we will discuss soon. Sir, now it can contain any number of default methods, any number of static methods, no problem at all. So restriction is always applicable only for abstract methods, not for default methods, not for static methods, right? Next, that's all. This is about what it can contain. Next, where we can use. Have you observed? Sir, functional interface acts as type for lambda expression. Functional interface acts as type for lambda expression. Sir, I wrote a lambda expression, sir. Okay, bracket open, bracket close. SOP of hello. Hello. Just I wrote one lambda expression. But what is the type of this lambda expression? What is the type of this lambda expression? Compulsory should be some type must be required. That type is nothing but interf I. This interf is nothing but what? Functional interface, right? So here for the lambda expression, functional interface acts as a type for lambda expressions, right? Something like int I is equal to 10. Sir, int I is equal to 10. 10 is what type? Int type. Suppose int I is equal to 10. 10 is what type, sir? Int type. Are you getting? String s is equal to Durga. Sir, here Durga is what type? String type. Similarly, I have lambda expression is there. Okay, sir, here I have lambda expression is there. What is the type of this lambda expression? The type itself is nothing but functional interface, right? Are you able to understand, right? So it acts as a type for lambda expression. Next, intra phi is equal to, it's a type. This one is the lambda expression, right? Next, what is the purpose of functional interface? Once we provide it acts as a type, by using that, happily we can invoke this functional interface as any number of times based on our requirement, right? So to invoke lambda expression, functional interface must be required. I told repeatedly several times, right? It can be used to invoke lambda expressions. Example I dot m1. We used already in the last examples, right? Not required to keep much explanation. Now I hope everyone can able to understand, right? What is lambda expression? What is the functional interface? Is there any link between these two things? Yes, that's all. These are the properties of lambda expression as well as functional interface, right? Clear for all of it, okay? That's all. Sir, here just observe. Now, what is functional interface lambda expressions? You are having complete idea. But now there are some small observations must be required. You have to use your mind to think in this direction also. What is functional interface? It should contain only one abstract method. SAM, single abstract method interface, is nothing but functional interface. Why don't you think in reverse? Functional interface, why it should contains only one abstract method? If it contains multiple abstract methods, what will happen, sir? What is the problem? Why it should contain only one abstract method? The reason I will explain, just observe that. Here, why functional interface should contains only one abstract method? What is the reason for that? Just I have to explain. Are you getting that? Okay, sir, very simple terminology, sir. Listen a bit more carefully, you have to observe. What is the purpose of functional interface? Functional interface acts as a type. Functional interface acts as a type for the lambda expression. functional interface can be used to invoke lambda expression. For lambda expressions concept purpose, functional interface concept came. Correct, right? With all our examples, you have that conclusion, right? Now take a bit special care. I have one interface is there. Sir, interface, interrupt. Are you getting? I have an interface is there, interface, interrupt. Now, public void m1 of int I. Public void m1 of int I. Can you please tell, is it a functional interface or not? Yes, obviously, right. Now, I want to write a regular expression. I want to write some lambda expression. Okay, to print, of course, to implement that. What is the way? Can you please tell? Interrupt I is equal to, just I'm taking I gives SOP of I into I. If I provide some int value, it is going to print square of that int number. That's about my lambda expression, right? Of course, not required to keep much explanation. But now I have one small doubt, sir. Observe very carefully. Sir, here, of course, I gives, or otherwise here I am using interrupt I. Interrupt I is equal to I gives, like, how I can call this? I dot m1 of 10 I can take. Or I dot m1 of 20 I can take. No problem at all. So, it is a functional interface, it is a lambda expression. By using this I can invoke its functionality, right? You know all these things from the last examples onwards. Here observation is, can you please tell the answer clearly, sir? Here I am taking I. Can you please tell, the total lambda expression mapped to which method? Mapped to which method? M1 method. So, what is the type of I? What is the I? I is the argument of which method? What is its type? What is the implementation? Everything my compiler is always going to map to functional interface, that single abstract method, right? Everyone can able to understand, right? Now, just take different scenario, right? Sir, I am taking here interface, interrupt. I have public void m1 method is there int I. Same example only, right? Public void m1 of int I is there. I wrote lambda expression, right? Of course, can you spell out what is the way, sir? Interrupt I is equal to, take very special care, sir. Interrupt I is equal to I give system.out.println I into I. Can you please tell this total lambda expression mapped to which method, sir? This total lambda expression mapped to which method? M1 method. Just based on our previous discussion, it's mapped to M1. By mistake, if I add one more method, if I'm trying to add, sir, okay, my another new method is public void m2 of int I. Are you getting? Total how many abstract methods are there, sir? 2 abstract methods. Now, that interface I am using as the type for this lambda expression. Then immediately, compiler is going to get confusion. Array, this I is the argument of m1 method or argument of m2 method. Then compiler is not in a position, okay, to identify. this is the implementation of M1 method or this is the implementation of M2 method. Compiler unable to identify. Are you getting? Total lambda expression concept is going to be failed. That's why are you able to understand? So if you want to use functional interface to invoke lambda expression, compulsory that interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Then only compiler can map lambda expression with the interface method, right? If the interface contain multiple abstract method, compiler not in a position to map lambda expression with the corresponding method. That's why, is it a problem or not? Immediately I will ask, "Arey compiler, what problem you are going to get?" Immediately compiler will say, incompatible types. Are you getting? What is this compatible error, sir? Incompatible types. Incompatible types. Sir, for the lambda expression under this interface, both are not compatible, because when the interrupt will become compatible if it contain only one abstract method, but it contain two abstract method, not compatible. Incompatible types saying interrupt is not a functional interface. Interrupt is not a functional interface. Regarding interrupt is not a functional interface, clearly it's going to tell, sir, in this assignment compatibility is not there. Incompatible types you are performing assignment. That's why incompatible types, interrupt is not a functional interface, right? Sir, multiple non-overriding abstract methods, multiple non-overriding abstract methods in interface interrupt. Are you getting? Multiple non-overriding abstract methods in interface interrupt. This is the compatible error by default you are going to get. Make sure, sir, now, sir, you can able to identify what is the reason why the functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method, right? Sir, what is the purpose of functional interface? To invoke lambda expression, correct, right? To represent lambda expression. Sir, lambda expression should map to some method of interface. So if interface contain multiple abstract method, then in the mapping there is a problem is going to come. That's why, sir, this functional interface should compulsory contain a single abstract method only. Without abstract method or more than one abstract method, it's always not treated as a functional type functional interface. We can't use for lambda expressions. Clear for all of you, right? That's what you people should aware. Just I will execute anyway, so that you can able to understand, right? Observe very carefully this explanation, right? Lambda expression mapped with M1 uniquely, but lambda expression not in a position to map with the interface method, because multiple interface methods are there. That is the reason functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method only. Okay, let me show, let me execute this code, sir. Have a look once. Here I am taking just very simple interface interrupt. I am taking interface interrupt. How many methods are there? Public void M1, public void M1 int I. I am taking, assume that public void M1 int I. Sir, here just observe that, yeah, here integer I, sir, I gives, I want to print I into I, sir. Okay, I want to print I into I. Sir, this is this total thing is the implementation. Can you please cross check, sir? This total thing is mapped to which method? M1 method. Are you getting? Sir, this I itself is the argument to this one. Next, this total thing is by default considered as body of this M1, right? Okay, like this is mapping is there, sir. Let me execute this code, sir. Okay, 10 I am passing. I dot M1 of 10. Then it's going to print what? 10 into 10. What about its values are 100 like this, right? Sir, Java C test.java. Happily the code compiles fine. Java test. What is the answer we are going to get, sir? 100. Perfectly itself is the valid, sir. But now what I want to take, by mistake I'm taking second method also. If you observe, I'm taking second method. If I can take second method, sir, is the compiler in a position to map this lambda expression with any of these two methods? No, because compiler don't know to which method it has to map. Immediately compile time error we are going to get saying incompatible types. Are you getting? Lambda expression you can't assign for this type because it is not a functional interface, right? Just have a look once, son. If I can take the same program here, just have a look. What is that compatible error, sir? Can you please cross check? Incompatible types. Interrupt is not a functional interface. Interrupt is not a functional interface. Multiple non-overriding abstract methods found in interface interrupt. Is it clear for all of it? That's why, sir, just if you can think a bit carefully, you can able to understand very easily the reasons, sir. Just think with pleasant mind. Why functional interface should contain only one abstract method? Because functional interface concept came for implementing or for invoking lambda expression. So compulsory lambda expression implementation should map with only one method of functional interface. That's why functional interface should contain exactly one abstract method. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, that's all. So next important case, a small another observation you have to make. What is the advantage of at the rate functional interface annotation? If I am writing explicitly at the rate functional interface annotation, what advantage by default we are going to get? Very simple, sir. Just listen. I have one interface is there. Sir, I have one interface interrupt. I have interface interrupt. Now it contain one method is there, sir. Public void m1 method is there. It's a functional interface only. Public void m1, it's a functional interface because it contains only one abstract method. Whether you are using or not using, no problem. Whether you are using annotation or not using annotation, no problem. Itself is the functional interface only, right? Now my question here is, sir, once it is the functional interface, we can use this interface, okay? Interrupt I is equal to hold the lambda expression. Some people provided implementation as hello, okay? Interrupt I is equal to like this. Some people provided implementation as interrupt I is equal to system.out.println hi, okay? Like some people provided implementation yes, okay, system.out.println lambda, okay? Here just I'm taking lambda like this, right? You are getting? Sir, whether this lambda expression or whether this lambda expression or this lambda expression, all these lambda expressions represented by, sir, what functional interface interrupt. How many functional interfaces are there? Only one. How many lambda expressions I wrote? Multiple lambda expressions. But all these lambda expressions always internally maps to which method, sir? M1 method only. According to our previous discussion, whether this hello or this one or that lambda expression, all these things are related to what? M1 method only. Clear for all of you, right? But, sir, by mistake, tomorrow, if a person came, he is trying to add another abstract method inside this interface. If any person adding this abstract method by mistake, all these lambda expressions won't work, sir. Immediately we are going to get incompatible types like that. Is it correct or not? Sir, how I can specify explicitly? Boss, this interface used for lambda expressions don't add any new abstract methods. I want to specify explicitly. How we can specify explicitly? For that, at the rate functional interface concept came, sir. Okay, I want to specify explicitly that, boss, this functional interface used for lambda expression don't try to add any new abstract method. How I can specify explicitly? By using what? At the rate functional interface. Are you getting at the rate? Functional interface. By seeing this one, everyone can able to get, oh, it is a functional interface. It should contain only one abstract method. Not possible to add any new abstract method. Okay, like to provide that information, to provide that guidelines, we have to use explicitly at the rate functional interface annotation, right? Are you getting? Sir, by mistake, if a person trying to add, immediately compiler will give left and right. Already specified, it is the functional interface which is used for lambda expression. How you can add second abstract method like compile error, by default we are going to get, sir. Clear for all of it? What is the advantage of at the rate functional interface annotation? It acts as, sir, it indicates that this interface used for lambda expressions purpose. Don't add second abstract method. Sir, how I can convey? By using this at the rate functional interface annotation. Clear for all of it, right? That's all. But the advantage, even we are not specifying also, still it is the functional interface. But what is the extra advantage if I can take with this? Because it is providing extra information that was it the functional interface, don't try to add any new abstract method. Clear for all of it, right? Okay, that's all.